Reports 1940 to 1980. During World War II, Allied fighter pilots reported seeing colorful balls of light following their aircraft at high speeds in various parts of the world. The Battle of Los Angeles took place in 1942 when an unidentified aerial object was picked up on radar in the U.S., resulting in anti-aircraft artillery being fired for several hours. The ghost rockets occurred in 1946, with thousands of UFO sightings reported over Europe, prompting separate investigations by the Swedish and Greek governments. The 1946 Ängelholm UFO Memorial was erected by a Swedish entrepreneur who claimed to have had a UFO encounter. In 1947, private pilot Kenneth Arnold's sighting of thin, reflective craft moving at high speeds near Mount Rainier introduced the term flying saucers, resulting in an explosion of UFO reports throughout the U.S. The 1947 Roswell incident involved the U.S. Army initially announcing the capture of a flying saucer, which was later revealed to be a crashed weather balloon. The green fireballs were investigated by the U.S. Air Force in 1948 after reports of green flares streaking across the sky. The 1948 Mantell UFO incident saw Captain Thomas Mantell pursuing a UFO over Fort Knox, resulting in his death. The 1948 Aztec, New Mexico UFO hoax involved conmen selling fraudulent magnetic oil detecting machines based on a story that they had replicated technology from a crashed spaceship. The Chile's Whitted UFO encounter saw two American commercial pilots nearly collide with a UFO near Montgomery in 1948. Finally, the 1948 Gorman dogfight involved a U.S. Air Force pilot pursuing a UFO for 27 minutes over North Dakota. In 1950, the first flying saucer photos were taken by a farmer in McMinnville, Oregon, followed by a color film taken by the manager of a baseball team in Great Falls, Montana, and photographs taken by a student in Lubbock, Texas. In 1952, radar contacts at three separate airports in Washington, D.C., accompanied a series of sightings that made front-page headlines around the nation, ultimately leading to the formation of the Robertson Panel by the CIA. In the same year, pilots of a DC-4 airliner of Pan American Airways sighted 8 large, round, glowing red objects in Norfolk, Virginia. In 1954, a mass sighting of cigar-shaped UFOs occurred during a football game in Florence, Italy. In 1955, a group of strange, goblin-like creatures were reported to have repeatedly approached a farmhouse near Hopkinsville, Kentucky, after the sighting of a disc-shaped aircraft. In 1956, up to 15 objects were detected by United States Air Force, U.S. Air Force, and Royal Air Force, RAF, radar operators over Suffolk, England, in what became known as the Lakenheath Bentwaters incident. Elizabeth Clarer claimed to have had detailed adventures with an alien race in South Africa, including having an alien lover who fathered her son. And astronaut Gordon Cooper reported a UFO encounter that he believed the government covered up at Edwards Air Force Base in California. Finally, in 1957, U.S. Air Force fighter pilot Milton Torres reported that he was ordered to intercept and fire on a UFO over East Anglia, UK, which was displaying very unusual flight patterns, and law student Antonio Villas-Boas reported being abducted by extraterrestrials near São Francisco de Sales, Minas Gerais, Brazil. In 1975, logger Travis Walton disappeared for over 5 days near Turkey Springs in Apache Sitgreaves National Forest, Arizona. When questioned, he claimed he had been taken aboard a spacecraft by nearly human creatures. The incident resulted in a police investigation of his co-workers and is the basis for the book The Walton Experience, the film Fire in the Sky, and the documentary Alien Abduction, Travis Walton. The 1976 Tehran UFO incident was a radar and visual sighting of a UFO over the capital of Iran. The 1977 Petrozavodsk phenomenon saw residents of Petrozavodsk reporting a giant glowing jellyfish of light in the early morning sky, which the Soviet Union later attributed to the secret night launch of the Cosmos 955 spy satellite. In 1978, Polish farmer Jan Wolski reported being abducted by two short, green-faced humanoid entities wearing black overalls. The Valentich disappearance occurred in Australia in 1978 when pilot Frederick Valentich vanished after reporting a strange craft to Melbourne Air Traffic Control. The Zanfretta UFO incident in Italy in 1978 saw night watchman Pier Fortunato Zanfretta describe non-human creatures that were attacking him. In the Manassas UFO incident in Spain in 1979, commercial pilot Francisco Javier Lerdo de Tejeda reported a pair of red lights approaching his Tay supercaravelle, which neither air traffic control in Barcelona nor the military identified. In the Arequipa UFO incident in Peru in 1980, fighter pilot Oscar Santa Maria Huertas pursued an object in a Sukhoi Su-22 and fired a barrage of 30 mm shells into it, but the object did not seem damaged. The Rendlesham Forest incident in the United Kingdom in 1980 saw United States Air Force personnel report various unusual observations, including lights in the sky and a metallic triangular object in the forest. Finally, in the Trans-en-Provence case in France in 1981, retired contractor Renato Nicolai reported the landing of a flying object near his home, which Group d'Études de Phénomènes Aérospatiaux non identifiés, Japan, investigated. However, skeptics have criticized the investigation.